joining us this afternoon is Coach Richard Bacon. He is the head of the boys basketball team at Desoto High School, but he was also the coach of Team East at the McDonald's All-American game. And it puts the best high school players in the country under the spotlight. And yesterday, they did not shy away from that moment. The annual All-Star game featured 24 of the best high school players in the country, two of which headliners, DJ Wagner and Sierra Canyon's Bronny James, son of LeBron James. There's a lot of eyes on this game, some amazing talent on the floor. And it was very high intensity game there in Houston at the Toyota Center last night. Joining us again, like I mentioned, is Coach Bacon, and congratulations on the win. And what has this experience been like for you?
Oh, it's first of all, first class organization, everything they did from the time I was told that I was selected as the coach of the East team to the time that I left. Do a great job. Joe Wooten and his wife, oh man, unbelievable. The experience itself, you know, one of the things that I've made public to people who ask me about the McDonald's game is I've never coached a kid who made McDonald's, but I coached a whole team full of them last night.
Yeah, it's amazing. For those people that don't understand what the McDonald's Classic is all about, I'm just going to read a couple of names here. Aaron Gordon, LeBron James, Eddie Curry, J.J. Redick, Kenny Gregory, Kevin Durant, Sean Bradley. These are all players that played in that and became the MVP of that game. That's how big this is. This is a showcase for high school kids going to the colleges and the pros.
Exactly. You know, if you talk about your kids and where they've been recruited to and stuff like that. I had 3 kids on my team going to Kentucky. I had two kids on the team going to Duke. We had 1 kid going to UConn who's in the Final Four. So, I mean, the list goes on and on of all the players. All of them were high major Division I kids. And by the way, great kids. My welcome that they gave me when I was introduced to them as their coach was unbelievable. You would have thought those kids have known me all my life.
You know, when you are among that caliber of talent, what inspires you when you come back home and you see the incredible talent that's right here in North Texas? What kind of piece of inspiration do you carry with you when now you're coaching moving forward?
Well, one of the things I want to be able to do is talk to the coaches and let them understand that there's a process for those kids to be selected. And that process starts like January 1st of the year before. So September 1st, 2022 was when you could nominate your player. It goes through a process, goes to a committee, and then they move on, and there are things that will either eliminate or elevate a player. So coaches who have players that they think are qualified to play in this game need to get on top of that. As the coach, I got a phone call from 2 guys, and I'm definitely going to give them their flowers. Charles Hickman of Fort Worth Poly and Michael Thomas of Denton High School both called me about a week apart saying, I am nominating you to coach the McDonald's game next year. I said, what? He said, yeah. And so here's the list of information you need to give me. And you know, in my mind, I was thinking this pretty much a East Coast or very West Coast oriented selection. You don't have a chance. I mean, you have the credentials, but you don't have a chance because I don't remember many people picked out of the Midwest or the South. So I'm going to tell you, I drug my foot on getting them information. And then Michael Thomas called me on the Sunday of the last day to submit your nominee and said, Coach, I got to have it today. This is the last day. I said, okay. And me and my family was busy doing some stuff, and I didn't get it to him on that Sunday. I realized that Monday that I hadn't sent it to him and told him my apologies, whatever. He said, don't worry about it. I'll go ahead and submit it anyway. So at that point, I'm definitely thinking I have absolutely no chance. And then when I got the phone call in January, oh my gosh, I remember it like it was yesterday. I get an email first from McDonald's, and I'm like, oh, this is just to tell me we got your name. You were a finalist. You know, thank you for being nominated. We just want to acknowledge that. And it said, please give us a call. We've tried to call you and your phone is going directly to voicemail. I said, okay. So I called them. As soon as I got off that email, I called them and they didn't answer. So I left a message. Probably 10 minutes later, my phone rings again. And it's Miss Wooten calling me. She said, Coach Bacon, you do know that you were nominated for the McDonald's All-American game as a coach. And I'm sitting there going, hear that story, here it goes. We appreciate your nominee. And she said, and you have been selected to coach the East team. I fell out of my chair, literally. Fell out of my chair.
I bet.
If it would have been a Zoom meeting, they would have saw it.
They would have seen it.
Yeah. They definitely would have seen that. But anyway, so that whole process is, I want to let coaches know that you got to nominate your kids. And as a coach, if you get a nominee, if you are nominated, please get your stuff in on time. You might not be as fortunate as I was.
Coach, what's it like to have 12 of the best high school players on your bench? And do you learn from them as well as a coach because of what they're able to do?
I learned some things, and this is going to probably sound really obvious. When you have 12 of the best, you become a better coach. So there are things that you probably have wanted to do as a coach that you were limited to because you didn't have the players with that talent level. But the way we approached it was, there are still high school kids. They're still 17, 18 years old. They're just more talented than everybody else. So, and the game is still just basketball. So we actually took exactly what we do at DeSoto High School to the McDonald's game and coached them just like we coached any kid at DeSoto. If we have goals, McDonald people said that too, because, you have a lot of NBA scouts there. NBA, the first practice is closed to all media and only NBA scouts.
Oh, wow.
They want them put in a position to show their talent level. They want to see how well they run up the floor, how well they take instructions, how well they handle the pick and roll, a lot of things, catch and shoot, stuff like that. So those are all the things we do every day at DeSoto.
Yeah.
So I was to do these kids and treat these kids just like, because they wanted real competitive practices. And so we created that same atmosphere, but it really wasn't anything different that we do at DeSoto. And last night when we got on the bus, Joe, who is the CEO of the whole operation, said, he said, I just received a text from the chairman of something. And he said, this was the best McDonald's game since 2007 and maybe the best McDonald's game of all time.
Wow. It was a good game. I watched it.
And
we were on pins and needles in that fourth quarter.
Right. And it's weird because the dude who produced the show for ESPN came up to me at the shoot around yesterday and said, Coach, I just want to give you a heads up. If the game is close around 2 minutes, 2-point game, something like that, we're going to need you to take a timeout so we can go to commercial break. Because normally these games are just up and down, up and down, up and down, and we got to get it in. And guess what? You had a close game with 2 minutes to go. And I ended up taking the timeout, not because of what he did, but I needed to take the timeout to try to freeze the free throw shooter.
Yeah, you iced him.
and get some more information to my players in regards to whether or not we were going to either be tied or we were going to be up one still, and which two different scenarios. I just wanted to put on their mind because remember, they're still high school kids and they're excited too. And I didn't want them to rush down and try to take a shot that we didn't have to take, or understand that you got to be strong with the ball at this point because they need it back and they might foul you to try to get it back and the referee may not call it. So the design was to get that ball to DJ Wagner and let him decide the game for me. That's who I.
What's interesting too is the players themselves, when they come to you after the game, did they then give you your flowers as far as being their coach? Oh, yes, they did. They did it the whole time. So when I sat down, when I first was introduced to him, we sat down and we talked about, I said, this generation needs credibility from the person that's going to lead them. So let me just tell y'all a little bit about me. And I said to them that I've been coaching a long time. I won over 700 games. And then the guy said, well, you'll have 701 after today. I said, well, let me clarify. I'm at 701. I need to leave here at 702. And they
Okay, 702 boys. All right. And all of them got together. Yeah, shaking their head. Yeah, 702. So every break after, when you get ready to break out the huddle, they always would say 702 on three. 1, 2, 3, 702. So
Love
yeah,
that.
the kids were great. I mean, I wish I could have had them all on my team.
Absolutely. It's amazing though that in any sport, it's not just the fundamentals, it's that connection between athlete and coach. And I can only imagine that not only did the Team East appreciate the time that they spent with you, but now your DeSoto kids are looking at you in a whole different light because you are that 1 degree that they are away from making their dreams. You're 1 degree away from these kids that they admire, that they want to be like, or they think that they're already better than that if they only had that one chance to play them on the court. It's that carries a lot of weight too.
Right. And so what I'm going to talk to my players about is this. These were the best of the best, and they came to practice every day to work. And they already the best of the best. So when you come in, want to go 50%, or you don't want to go hard, or you upset at us about what we're doing, this is the same formula that we fed to the All-Americans that won the biggest high school game in the country on national television. And you don't want to eat this. I don't understand. You should be digesting as much of this as you possibly can.
Did you take it? Did any of your players go down to see the game as well?
No, I didn't have any come down, but I had 2 kids that played for me the year before on the team that lost to Duncanville in the regional quarterfinals that was attending Texas Southern University. And I was able to get them some Jam Fest tickets to see the dunk contest and all of that. So they came down and they made it a point to come down to the court and say hi to me. We all hugged and they were excited. They told me how proud they were of me, and I told them I was of them as well. And then I asked them about their GPAs. And I'm gonna mention both of them's name. One was Kai Chester and the other one was Kaylin Hampton.
Love that. Love that. I'm sure they were probably like, what celebrities did you meet? Did you get a picture with somebody? Did you tell them about me?
Well, the first thing I did, and when you're talking about celebrities, I took a picture with Bronny, because Bronny's a different cat. He has security, he has entourage, and all the kids that are there want to see Bronny. And I don't know if you guys could hear it on television, but at one point they start chanting, "We want Bronny, we want Bronny," want him to go in the game. So having him there, I took a picture with him immediately, and he was just as nice of a kid as you ever want to meet. And said, "Yeah, coach, come on. And he plays for the West. So come on, yeah, coach, come on." So we took a picture, and then I sent it to my family, and they were like, "So you've already taken a picture with Bronny James?" I'm like, "Yep." And then yes, we were all trying to calculate whether or not LeBron was going to be able to make it. And when we were lining up to come out for the introduction, LeBron came right over and spoke to all of us. And I'm like, wow, that amazed me. So yeah, and then Jermaine O'Neal was there as well, and I know Jermaine. He was sitting front row. So it was good to see those guys.
It's just an amazing time. This is going to be one of those moments that you cherish forever, and you get to bring back the lessons that you taught them to your school. Coach, thank you. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Congrats, and thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate you.